Welcome. You are with the Skeinz Diaries. I am Marie. Welcome along. This is episode 253. It is the 29th of May today, last diary day of May. Welcome along. I hope you're all doing very, very well. Hi, everybody. Sorry I'm late at the mill. First meeting that we've actually had with our first management mill meeting that we've had for a month, because the team that we have it with have been away over there. So it was it was a marathon this morning. Marathon, good morning. Well, good afternoon. Yes, it's 12:01. Yeah. So it was just cutting it fine. I thought, no, I'm going to give myself 5 minutes. And I look an absolute fright. I've just been unpacking the back of my car from coming back from Woolfest. The good news about unpacking the back of the car after Woolfest is there wasn't a lot to unpack. So thank you to everybody that came to say hello. Oh my gosh, I don't know. Managed to snap off one very quick photo, and that's when it was quiet enough to do it. I'm going to, my mother-in-law was there and she took a video. I need to get that from her. Apparently it's quite hard case, this video of Callum and I when it was just completely nutball crazy busy. Firstly, I have to say to Margaret and all the team from Creative Fibre Auckland, you girls know how to put on a good time. It was outstanding as always. The venue at the QMU Showgrounds is just perfect. It is so good. And I know for some people they think, oh, it's a bit out of the way. I tell you what, though, it's worth it. Like, there's lots to see out in that direction. I mean, if you want to do a bit of make a day of it and do some shopping, you've got Westgate down there. Actually, QMU itself is really gorgeous. And there's heaps of parking, and they put on like the food trucks. There was so much food there and coffee. You could literally just make a whole day of it. It was brilliant. And I barely came up for air, to be brutally honest with you. It started out absolutely with a hiss and a roar, and I don't think I took really a breath until about 2:00 in the afternoon, and then it sort of I was able to have a look around and go, right, what's going on here? It was so insane. It was just brilliant, really good. And I caught up with some lovely people. I had the lovely team from Pearl Foundry right next to me with their beautiful designs. That was really lovely to meet them from Nelson. And then, of course, I had Ethan on the other side with the lovely Emily. And I haven't caught up with him since Cannes last year in person. So it was so nice to spend some time with him. And he'll be back, Diaries, on Thursday. He's now that they've been so busy with everything they've got going on, as you well know, surprise for us all, right? So it's really exciting. Lots of changes afoot down south. So he is going to run us through that, I think, on Thursday, and we'll do a bit more of a Woolfest debrief on Thursday as well. Wendy's saying it was amazing. Late lunch at Soljan's Winery too. I know there's so many places out there. Soljan's Winery, Matua, if you go a bit further up the road, they have a lovely lunch. I think they're at Huapai. Where else is there? Hallertau, what was that place called? Riverhead. There's lots of places in and around there. It's just such a beautiful, beautiful part of Auckland, that west part out west, and it's just all lovely. It is literally a rural haven and essentially quite close to the city. So it was quite lovely. And I had an extra few days up there. I did go up on Tuesday, and I took Wednesday, Thursday off to just mooch with the BFF, because he lives out there. So it was great. It was just, it was so lovely. I really enjoyed it. So I took up with me Highlander Heathers, the Vintage Prints, which I launched for that weekend, and the last of the dips. Well, the dips disappeared. The dips went, dips were gone. So if you managed to get some dips, you did very well, because they are all gone. They flew out the door. And also the heathers, I sold all the heather I had bought with me. And of course, here in store, we had that promotion going as well. And you guys went crazy over those. So there's a whole heap of orders. Heather's been out there picking madly all morning. I think she's starting to pick this afternoon. It was pretty intense, I have to say. So well done to everyone there. There are a few prints I sold out of. Literally, I bought. Actually, I can count them because I put them on the shelf. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I only bought back 12 packs of prints. And to give you an idea, a carton is 20 packs, and I took up total with me 8 cartons. And I bought back pretty much half a carton is all I bought back. So there are a few prints left. They're back at everyday price, which is $5.95, which, to be fair, is really good buying anyway. So those are still listed. I think I kept them on the sale page, actually, just so you could find them. But they are still there. So I bought them back. So those are in the shop. I think I might transfer. I think the turmeric was sold out online. I've just got to have a little look. We might transfer some of that back into web stock if it has. But I've got, just looking at it, leaning over and looking, I've got turmeric, matcha. I think there's a couple of sangrias there, and a paprika, and it's pretty much it. They flew out the door. Absolutely flew out the door. So exciting. So thank you, everybody, for doing that. I really appreciate it. And it was great. So great to catch up with so many speakeasy people. I mean, the only regret that I have is that it was so manic, crazy, busy that I didn't really get a chance to have a proper chat to anybody. Even the people that I was next to, like the lovely Deanna McDougall from the Cabana, from all the way down south. She was there with her husband John, and we adore Deanna and John. And then I caught up briefly right at the very end when things cooled down a little bit with the lovely Athalia O'Connor. She was opposite me from Donnybrook doing her stunning designs. Oh, there was also, I'm caught up with beautiful Paul and Julie from Harney's Hoolies, Helene from Happy Go Nitty. I miss Katrine because I was just going so bonkers with people. I did catch up with a lovely Lynn from Fibre to Go, beautiful Cheryl Lyle, who's coming to Cairn to teach. I caught up with her because she's part of Creative Fibre Auckland. Just so many people. And of course, the fabulous Margaret, who just throws everything together. How can we forget Margaret? So, yes. Done and dusted. I'm actually quite energised now for Capital Fibre Fest. But wait, there's more. Capital Fibre Fest, which is in July 1. So that's really cool. So I'm really looking forward to that. So that will be loads of fun. What am I taking to that? I have absolutely no idea. Haven't decided yet. We've still got some yarns coming through, and I'm kind of hoping I'll have something new to take to Capital Fibre Fest. But we will do whatever it is. It will be guaranteed to be fabulous. So that's what we'll do. Right. Speaking of new, we weren't gonna do these today, and I said to Claire, should we do them today? And she's like, yeah, why not? So I've done them. I've just going to put them live on the website. Actually, hopefully they're showing. Let me just check, because we were just waiting for this stock to pull itself over. Sometimes that can take a few minutes. Let's see if it's done it now. Let's have a little look. It has. It has. The stock has done it's pulled itself over. Right. Look at those. And if you're looking at those going, now are they the same or are they slightly different? You may see that there are some ever so slight differences here. So before you think we're crazy, there is a method to add this. So what I've been alluding to this, I think I showed you a ball of this the other day. This is some fibre. So this is under the incognito label. It's going under incognito because the fibre usually goes somewhere else. That's very fabulous, wonderful, and exotic. But they are not available. It hasn't gone to where it usually goes. So it's come to us. And they didn't have a tremendous amount of it. So it's a rare breed coloured merino. It was 17 micron, utterly divine. There were 2 lots of it. It was so gorgeous. Yay! Hey, Rachel. How are you? Oh, I saw Rachel at Woolfest as well from Good Will Hunting. It was so exciting. Anyway. So it was two colours. It was utterly beautiful. We blended it back with some Polworth. And what we did is we put it, as you can see there, into our orb. That's a better image. Our orb construction. So this is a beautifully cylindrical. Where's the end of this before I go destroying the ball? There we go. So this is a beautifully cylindrical yarn. Look at the bounce on this. Look at this. You see that? Wow, wow, wow. Fabulous. And so soft. It is so incredibly soft. It is beautiful. And it's got all that lovely bounce and lusciousness of an untreated, unsuperwash treated yarn. So this is hand wash, people. I'm going to make no apologies for that. None whatsoever. It is utterly divine, and the liveliness of it, I see I could do this all day. That's so elastic and so beautiful. It is stunning. And we've got two natural colours. So this is the grey base, what we're calling the grey base, which is a warm grey. And this is the leather base, which is a very sort of soft tan, warm tan. It's showing up much cooler on the camera. This camera always shows colours cool. So we've taken the two natural bases. So as you can see, they're very similar, but they're not. They're similar, but they're not. And then we popped colours over the top of them. And what happens then is these are all very tonal. So you get two colours. These are exactly the same colours, but the effects on the yarn, and it probably shows them up a little bit better there. So these are the deeper ones at the top and the lighter ones at the bottom. So they have just different intensities and depth. This one shows, so that's a muted clay. See the camera's not going to do it. So that's there we go. There's the leather base and there's the grey base. So they're quite sort of different, and it's really good if you're wanting to do even something like this with some stripes, and you want to play around with some tonality with your stripes, because then you can sort of introduce the two natural shades and then put all the little extra tones in there. Amazing. Or you just, there's a single color. This one's called dried moss. So the top one is the light one, the bottom one is the dark one. Maybe if it do it, there we go. That gives you can sort of see the tonality there. Steph has photographed these. She's done a great job. You can see the tonality a little bit better on the photos. It tends to be, the ones that are on the grey base tend to be a little bit broodier and deeper and richer, whereas the ones on the leather base are a little bit more brighter and optimistic, if that makes sense. We love the colours on these. So that one there's called the tourmaline, and it's actually sort of like a grey blue or a blue grey, depending on which way you want to look at it. And then the other colour is this lotus. Now look at that pink. Now that's the leather base one. That pink is stunning. And then on the grey base, it's almost quite mushroomy. It's just delicious. We only have a very small amount of this because we were only able to spin a small amount of this. Once it's gone, it's gone. This isn't a guaranteed fibre supply. At this stage, it's just a one-off, because if they are able to have supply back again from their previous supplier, then therefore I think that's what they will do. It's just that we happen to get it this time round. It is stunning. It is. I really cannot tell you how beautiful these are. So if you are looking to do a project with a DK weight and you want a beautiful, lovely, smooth, defined stocking stitch fabric, if you're wanting crisp stitch definition, this, with any sort of textured stitch or cabling, because of that bounce, that wow factor that I showed you, this factor, that bouncy factor, you put that bouncy factor over some textured stitches with some cabling, and you have these beautiful, almost vibrant cables is how they will punch out. They will really look fantastic. Amazing and soft, just so soft. The flip side of that, of course, is it is only hand wash. You don't get that beautiful bounce with a superwash yarn because all that bounce is stripped out of it to make it go into the machine, right? So this is keeping that energy, that vibrance that is actually in the fiber. So that's the downside of the superwash. That's the sacrifice you have to make. And it's just wonderful. I just think they're absolutely wonderful. So it's under the incognito tab. I am going to be doing a newsletter this afternoon. Just haven't got there yet. I literally just walked in and unpacked prior to this. So the newsletter will be going out with these in it. $8.50. I know. So we've kept it exactly the same price as the orb, $8.50, which I think is an absolute steal for this. And it just gives you this beautiful, if you're wanting something that is merino and 100% New Zealand grown, 100% New Zealand made, this incognito is perfect. So the fibre itself is from the South Island. Both fibres are actually from the South Island. The polewith is from the Mackenzie Basin, and I can't actually, I need to double check. It's South Otago, I think. North Otago, tell a lie, that I think the other fibre is from. So it is all completely Kiwi, and it's just utterly divine. So if you are wanting to, you could do a double tie in this. I personally think if you're going to do something in this, the DK, the Maudie that Libby has got out would be great in this. The Toy would be great. Ginger Snap would be good because those twisted stitches will just look great. Even the old Miss Jane, if you're wanting to do a little bit of stripey like I've got here in my Miss Jane, this for color work to give you these lovely tonal stripes will be incredible. What else? I mean, anything really. Honestly, anything you could do. There's so much that you could do with this. Is suitable for babies and infants upwards, as long as they hand wash. So as long as you're hand washing, you're as good as gold with this. Even if you're crazy and you want to do some felted slippers, I can tell you this felt's like a dream. Because we do a washability test, so it is divine. So that is up and listed now. And as I said before, there's not a huge amount of this. Once it's gone, it's gone. But if you've been looking for something, and these colors are very, very different to anything we've had in our color palette before. Even these naturals, I mean, this is actually quite a soft, warm, sandy natural. Now, we've not had where it's much warmer than the kiwi that we have in Flight Naturals. So these are quite different to those. So it's utterly divine. We're really thrilled with them. So they're up now, live now. So I know, so much temptation. So enjoy those. I know we're going to enjoy them. We've also got some new colours coming to another favourite range. So fingers crossed, I might be able to get those. They'll probably be next week. We'll just see how we go. If one more photographed, I think of that. I'll see. They were coming through the mill when we were there this morning. So that's loads of fun. It's just nice to have these yarns come through and have those deliciousness there. Speaking of photography, actually, some of the Albertines that we got rephotographed because the original photographs were mine. So they've all been Stephified. So they're also up and live, which is great. What else? I'm sure that there's been tons of things that I had to tell you, and my brain is just like smush. It's absolute like smush. Actually, we've got two long weekends, don't we? Coming up. Was it this weekend, next week? I know Martaki's coming up. Whatever the days are, we generally open the Saturday. So I know for King's birthday weekend, isn't it now? King's birthday weekend will be open the Saturday, close the Monday. So just so you're aware of that. So I won't be here. Is it next Monday? Isn't it? Because it's King's birthday. So I won't be here for that, but I definitely will be here on Thursday. What else I'm sure there was something else I had to tell you. No, it's gone. But I'll be here with Boy. It'd be so good. It's a couple of months we haven't had Ethan, so it'd be so great to have him back. So make sure you pop that in the diary for Thursday. But until then, hopefully you guys get some knitting done. Oh, there we go. Martariki is July. Thanks, Margaret. I knew it was a winter holiday. I can never quite remember. And also to Knit August Nights. I spoke to heaps of people about Knit August Nights. There are still a few class spaces left, so if you are wanting to book in, do make sure you book in for that. I've only probably maybe got a little over about a dozen or so full registrations left. So if you want to come for that, we would certainly love to see you. So that is knitaugustnights.o.nz. But I'm going to keep going so I can get this newsletter up and done and running for you, so you can get that out and have a look. Oh, Vicky's just saying, just at the fire and going to sit and knit. So jealous, Vicky. Actually, to be fair, Vic, to be fair, I did those couple of days I had off with the BFF. We sort of mooched around and did things that we love doing, like we'd go out for lunch and then we'd sort of have a look at some okay, don't laugh, people, but because I love to cook. This didn't happen by accident. And we went to a couple of my favourite kitchen shops and wholesale places and bought foodie things and all that kind of fun stuff. And then we would be back home for about sort of 2-ish. And then we would sort of sit there and I'd get my knitting out and watch a bit of telly. And I didn't work on my brother's jumper. And I know that I've got to have it done by this month. So I need to get a kick in the pants and get that done. I actually started knitting another slipper. I know, but that's all. I mean, I just needed a complete brain unplug, but I have to get onto the jumper because I'm seeing him and I can't exactly rock up with it being promised and it's still unfinished. I know. Too little time, I tell you. So it'd be good. Anyway, I'll see you guys on Thursday. You guys take care. Have some great knitting. And where you are, I hope you are staying dry and warm. Until then, see you Thursday.